Hello and welcome to Costa Rica. Today we're going to take you on a journey. We're going to show you where we live and why we chose Arenal. We are going to talk about our lifestyle, health care, and the well-being here in Costa Rica. And what do you think about the clouds, David?
I'm used to them now. It's supposed to be dry season right now, but as you can see, this is what we're looking at. We get used to it. It's 100% humidity where we live most of the time, but it's virtually unnoticeable.
Right, there is actually right there between us, and hopefully we'll be showing you soon. It's Arenal Volcano. Huge, majestic, green pastures as far as you can see. And today the fog is up to our wonderful flowers. Right up to the pineapples we have growing, but plants love it. So, David, why did we not choose to live on the beach?
Well, in our travels, I think during our vacation time, we ended up traveling a good bit of Costa Rica, the Caribbean coast, the interior of the country, the Pacific coast, up and down, and different times of the year, 2 or 3 weeks here and there. And initially we just took our backpacks and traveled the country. Took buses, took cabs, rode with people. It was our journey, an incredible experience. And through the 4 years of us traveling Costa Rica, we realized that the beaches were just generally too hot for us. We're from Georgia. We're looking for an area that was more accommodating temperature-wise. And what we have here is usually in the afternoons, it may get up to 85 degrees and as low as 61. Today it's about 72. And this is December, so it's past the dry season, when dry season should come in. We're in the middle, or did I say middle?
We're in the beginning of tourist season.
Yeah, we're in the beginning of tourist season. And we usually it's dry by now. But it's carried on, and I've come to realize there's so many microclimates and so many diverse geographical areas that create these biospheres in the country that it takes some time to look around and see what works for you.
Yeah, and we definitely knew we did not want the city like San Jose or Escazul. We really love to go visit. It's 4, usually 5-hour drive over to Escazul where we go, and that's where SEMA, our hospital and healthcare system, is, and a lot of shopping. We have a huge mall that we actually got lost in last Christmas looking for a grandbaby a backpack, and we are happy we can go visit, but we definitely don't want to live there. And
what's that called? The multiplex. The multiplex is huge. I think it's 4 stories, but it may be 3. But it has car dealerships. It has anything you need. It's always an interesting adventure to go in, see the multiplex. We travel around Escazú. Escazú is a suburb of San Jose, and it's a nicer area of San Jose.
It's the bougie part.
The bougie part. But we usually stay there. We travel downtown. We've been to the Central Market in San Jose. We've been to the museums. We've been through quite a bit of the downtown San Jose area, a lot of which is kind of rough. But we've always enjoyed going down just to visit for short periods of time. We went a week one time, and it was a little too much for us, I think.
Yeah, but we never felt threatened. We don't go out really at night. We go out during the day, and we felt very, very safe down in San Jose. But, just like in Atlanta or California, any of the other places we go, you just have to be careful and make choices about where you're going. So we feel really safe here in Costa Rica.
We feel more safe here than we do in the United States. 99%.
We don't have a lot of mass shootings. We have petty theft and theft of opportunity, but no real mass shootings in schools or anything like that. But to get back on track, one of the things everybody says, don't buy, rent first. And do you want to tell a little bit about why we
bought? Yeah, and just to make it clear, we do agree with that statement.
Yes.
If you've not spent the time in Costa Rica to really identify the different areas in Costa Rica, then you're really not sure where you want to live. we made a decision after a couple of years of traveling here to purchase a piece of property, and it was beautiful. Overlooked Lake Arenal, it overlooked the volcano. It was a beautiful piece of property. And when we moved here, our intention was to build a house on that. But once we got done with designing and takeoffs on it, we realized we really didn't need that much of a house. We rented a house within proximity of where our property was because I was going to oversee the construction of our home. And it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot front porch. And we realized that's all we needed. But until you live here and you kind of figure that stuff out, you really never know what you really need.
You spend a lot of time in the outside areas. Even though it's cloudy, we have 1,500 square feet out here. We have a living room set up and a dining room set up, and we did have our office out here. So we spend a lot of time outside, even though we have 1,500 square feet enclosed. That's a lot of open air, so we don't really use a air condition, or we don't have heat. We have air condition in the master. But right now we're utilizing our dehumidifiers a lot.
Yeah, we have 2 of them, and we run them most of the time right now during the wet season. But it's not bad. Once the humidity's taken off the inside of your house, you're comfortable. You never get hot, I don't believe. Not where we live anyway.
Right, and one of the things I was so surprised about, in the States, I have super dry skin. So it was lotion every day. Lotion, lotion, lotion. Blistex, Blistex. Constantly. And since I come down here, very seldom use anything on my lips or lotion on my skin because the humidity's so high. You feel fresh and you don't ever get dry skin, and it really makes a big difference in the way your skin feels and your body feels.
Well, we don't really sweat. I mean, unless we're walking or doing activity,
or
in Liberia or whatnot, but even if at 100% humidity and 80 degrees, we still don't sweat unless we're actively doing other things. But just being out on the porch or in the general climate, no, it's nice. It's very comfortable.
And speaking of being outside, to cover lifestyles, we have so much to do here. There's hot springs, and we try to get to the hot springs often because that's such fun adventure. And we have hiking trails, volcanoes, beautiful waterfalls, surfing, rainforest. Windsurfing is a big event here because we're also right on Lake Arenal, which is a big windsurfing destination. We're
15 minutes from the lake, so kayak fishing, windsurfing, it's not like the recreational lakes that you have in the United States.
Do y'all see the clouds? Excuse me, do y'all see the clouds coming by in front of us? Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's not, they don't do skiing. They don't do outdoor recreation sports as we know it. We thought they would, but they don't. The lake is huge, and it is a man-made lake that provides a good bit of energy to Costa Rica.
Another thing we want to talk about is cultural immersion, like the festivals, the locals, our friends. So many festivals. We have a festival for everything. Dancing horses are amazing, and they're so proud of what they do with their horses.
They make up festivals for festivals. The Christmas festivals are beautiful. Everybody's there. Santa Claus comes in on a boat, pulled by a Land Rover. Policemen singing. There's parades. Everybody comes out for a festival, for a parade.
And everybody's dressed. When you go out here, I don't care if you're going to town for fresh bread from the bakery, you get dressed, cleaned up, and you walk into town. The majority of everybody walks into town.
Yeah.
It's funny story, talking about locals and immersion. So the lady that cleans our house, of course, I jump up to go pick her up. It's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I throw my hair up my ponytail, brush my teeth, off I go. It's in the car. Showered, hair perfect, smells amazing, clothes pressed, ready to go to work. And I thought, what's the American culture taught us that why didn't I get up early and get dressed and get ready to go pick her up? So I'm trying to work on that. volunteer work. Let me hit that and then volunteer work. So I volunteered a couple of months here in the schools because that's what we did on the mission trip so much, is work in the schools, which was really fun because I was teaching English and they were teaching me more Spanish than I was English, but it was a lot of fun, and the kids are so happy to see you, and they come running and give you hugs, and they're happy that you are there, and they really enjoy that you spent time in your day to come and visit them and play English bingo with them and games with them to help further their education here. So that's really nice.
Yeah, part of the immersion process is learning Spanish. We were in our 60s, right? So we came down thinking, well, we should be able to learn Spanish within a year. We took Spanish lessons for a year, and we still don't speak Spanish, but we try.
We speak words.
We speak words. We know a lot of words, but the actual conjugations and the sentence structures are more difficult.
Yeah, we can go to the grocery store, do enough mime, thighs, I need some chicken thighs, that kind of thing. So it works well.
We use Google Translate. It helps us, and the people that we are friends, the Ticas and Ticos, we make the effort to speak their language. They make the effort most of the time, not always, most of the time, to try to speak ours. Google Translate helps with that. You can do it on conversation mode and have a conversation with them, but they'll make corrections to you and say, it's this way, not that way. If once you make the effort to learn their language, they will help you out. I don't speak in sentences. But I can usually, with the people that help us around and my friends, I can make my point and be very comfortable with that.
And moving on to the healthcare system. When we first came down, we were going to be residents. That was our goal. We were ready. We had everything ready. And then we realized that residency required the CAHA system, which we would be paying into the CAHA system, and that would be the public health care. And the more we thought about that, that was the only real reason we were going to get our residency, because with the grandchildren, we go back and forth enough. You only have to leave every 6 months and get another visa. So we were fine with that. The CAHA system really was not going to work for us, because if you needed knee surgery, there could be there comes a cloud. There could be a 4 to 5 year wait. So we looked into the private healthcare system, and our premiums in the States were extremely high. So April of this year, 2024, we decided to go all in. We have private healthcare system here in Costa Rica. We have a great insurance agent. We've only used it one time. We're up for all of our checkups in April, which that'll be interesting. And we're going to cover the healthcare system and let you see our senior hospital, let you see what the private healthcare system is like. And we were very pleased. Our neighbors one's had bypass surgery there, one's had
hip replacements,
knee surgery, shoulder surgery. Everyone is very pleased with the healthcare system.
The private healthcare system, yeah.
What about food?
Food's a different animal down here. And when I say different animal, I mean different animal. All the cattle here are obviously grass-fed. It is difficult to go out of your way to buy a non-organic vegetable or meat or fruit. They don't finish off their meat like they do in the States, put them in a pen for 2 months and feed them grain. What you get is what comes out of the field, gets slaughtered, and it is cut by a local carcinilla, and you go in and buy your meats. But most of our vegetables and fruits come locally. And we enjoy the food process down here of actually finding the local foods that we've become accustomed to that don't quite taste like they do in the United States. You would have to buy a United States food to actually get an ultra-processed food, I believe. We've gotten used to not eating Cheetos. If we're going to have some kind of chip, it'll be a Costa Rican chip. It'll be a Costa Rican Cheeto. It'll be what they make here in this country. The fruits and vegetables are amazing. Bananas taste like bananas. I will go back to the States, and I had a dragon fruit, banana, pineapple, and none of it tasted anywhere near as good as they do here. We grow our own bananas. We grow our own Filipino bananas. We have standard bananas. We have oranges, tangerines, pineapples, right? And they grow right here on our property. And so we selected this property for that, but we came down with the intent to have a garden and be gardeners. We spent 2 years trying to grow, maybe 3 years, I don't know, maybe 3 years, trying to grow tomato plants, beans.
Amazing vines because of the humidity. Oh, it was like, we've got one that was, 20 foot tall almost, because it loves the humidity and it grows and grows and grows, and then the roots come out. So it's very little bitty tiny, like less than tomato tomatoes. It's what you're getting from heirloom tomato plants, because the vines love it here. That's why everything's green and lush and we're in the jungle. What about being active? So, being active here, of course, there's hiking and there's walking. We do a lot of walking inside our development, which is thousands of acres, because when you don't see this, you see thousands of acres behind us. Even though we have a small plot, there's a lot of protected land all around our development. We're very fortunate that the only thing that we see is barely the roof of one house, which is that direction.
And a lot of cattle country.
Lot of cattle country.
We're in cattle country.
A lot of dairy cattle.
Yeah.
Beautiful dairy cattle. So that gets that. So please subscribe. We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to have some new videos every Sunday that's released. So please subscribe. Leave a comment down below of topics that you would like for us to talk about, and let us know what you would like for us to cover. Next Sunday, we're going to get into a little bit of cost of living and cover some grocery stores that we're going to go in and visit, where you can see what things cost here in Costa Rica.
Now we're going to go to Price Smart in Liberia, so we'll give them a chance to see that, and we'll go to Organica, where we buy a lot of our fruits and vegetables.
Our favorite little grocery store.
That is our favorite little grocery store. Really nice people, and the various farmers from the different areas bring their fruits and vegetables to the Organica every Wednesday at noon, and we try to go there and get our fresh fruits, and they make almost amazing breads. But we'll be looking forward to you guys following us, and let us know what we can do, what we can cover to help you guys cover your questions and maybe answer some of them. And remember, Pura Vida, we're all here because we're not all there.
Ciao.
Ciao.